Hey, Al, Cohen here. So I had my consult with Dr. Crane yesterday on April 2nd, and today is April 3rd, so I thought I would make a video and tell you briefly what we discussed. So I will be going for surgery number 7. I had a fistula that was closed up, but it didn't heal all the way. I had to wait roughly like 4 months or so before I could chit chat with them about like what would need to be done, because I had to wait and see if things would be healed properly or given enough time. So the fistula that I had did not heal all the way. It closed almost all the way, but just enough that it's still there, so I have to go get that fixed, and that's going to be getting fixed. I'd mentioned that there is a slight, like, kink/crease in the right side of my phallus that is going to be getting fixed. And then also, I had been having pains behind my scrotum, and I had been taking gabapentin for that, and I stopped that about like a month or so ago to see if I was still having pains, and I'm not having the same pains, which is great, because that means that hopefully it was just nerves regrowing and it wasn't a issue that I have to have dealt with, because I'm not dealing with it now. The only thing is that I did have a hematoma on the right side of my scrotum, and from that, what I believe happened is that I think my testicular implant adhered to part of my scrotum inside, because my testicular implant on the right side does not move within my scrotum. The one on the left is like, it hangs, it's dropped, it feels fine, I can move it around in every direction, but the one on the right is like stuck where it is, and my scrotum is very tight on that side. And what I've been noticing lately is that my testicle actually likes to kind of like wedge itself into my groin area and like the inner side of my right thigh by my groin, which is not the most comfortable. Sitting is okay. Driving in the car actually kind of sucks. It feels like a pinching / like chafing type feeling, and it's not like, there could be some chafing, but it's definitely not all. It's because the testicular implant is like, the way it's sitting and where it's pressing when I am seated is forcing it like to be more up than it actually is, so that has to be released some way. But that's going to get done, so I'm not going to have to worry about that, but it is quite irritating, and one of my, like, favorite things to do is go for a drive, so it actually kind of sucks that, like, one of my favorite things to do, and one of the things that I do to calm down or make myself feel better is go for a drive. I'm in my car right now, but it's not been enjoyable to go out for drives the last month or so, because I think the testicle wanted to start to like drop and do its thing, but because it's adhered, it's not, so it's quite tight and it's just like up there. And then I also noticed that my donor thigh, which is my right thigh, the upper part on the inside of my thigh is very, very bulky, and just above my knee is as well, and I had brought it up prior to someone in the office, and I think they misunderstood me and thought that I just wanted to get lipo for cosmetic reasons, in which case then it would not be covered. But my leg is quite stiff, and due to the bulkiness on the upper part and on the part above my knee, my leg does swell at times and it feels heavy. So for mobility purposes, I will be getting lipo done on my thigh, not cosmetic reasons. I don't care cosmetically about a lot of things. My scars, my whatever, it doesn't bother me, but my thigh has kept some bulk on the inner side, and it's quite a bit and above my knee as well. And I also have bad knees, so anything that I can do to alleviate any extra weight bearing down on my knees is also helpful to me. So it's better that I get it done now, because if I finish my surgeries and then need to get it done, I don't know if it would be covered here at home or if they would charge me, because then they might consider it as cosmetic, because I even asked here at home and they said it would be cosmetic. So when I talked to Dr. Crane, he said that because it's with the mobility and it's so bulky that like it would be covered under my surgery. So that's good. So fistula, kink, loosen the ball, and take away some bulk from my thigh is what I'm going to be having done. Not worried about it. My consult wasn't that long. We've talked many times. Their office is amazing. They always get back to me. I have Dr. Crane's cell number. I've been able, when I've needed to, like in emergencies, he's told me that if I cannot get help from my GPs or if I need him specifically, that I can text him, which is amazing, because even on holidays, he's gotten back to me right away. And even if they don't get back to me like right away, it's within like usually 24 to 48 hours, and they're very apologetic about it, which is so nice. Like, they don't have to be, because half the time when I've had things happen, it has been on a holiday or on a weekend, and here in Canada, I don't have anywhere to go except for the hospital, but most of the hospitals don't know jack about what I'm going through, so it doesn't do me any good to go sit in an ER for like 5 hours when I could message my surgeon, talk to him, and find out pretty much what I should do or what my next step would be. And as long as I can get my GP available to help me, then I can pass that information forward, which isn't the best either, because I'm not a doctor, so I don't know everything. So me trying to relay information doesn't always work. I wish my GP was more involved and willing to like actually contact the Crane Clinic and talk to them about what I've been going through, so that they could have helped me more throughout this whole thing. And maybe things would have went a little smoother and this wouldn't be my 7th surgery. But I don't know that, and I can't say that it would have been any different any other way. So it is what it is. But yeah, so I'll be heading back to Austin. The only thing that sucks is that because I had to wait the 4 months to see if anything was gonna change or heal on its own, I didn't have a consult booked waiting for me like I normally do. So then when things weren't healing, I had to email, but then they had to set up a consult appointment for me. And that, it wasn't long. It was like a month and a half, 2 months after I had asked for it. But my 6 months post-op is around like the May-June time frame. And generally I've been going every 6 months for my surgeries. That's just how it's gone for the last almost 3 years. And I guess Crane Clinics is really busy right now, because I could not get a date any sooner than October 11th of this fall coming up. I had been hoping to go back in June, when it would have been like my 6-month timeline, which had been what I'd been doing before, but because I had to wait for the consult call and for the consult to be over so that they knew exactly what was going to be done so that they could schedule me appropriately, they booked up really quickly. Like, even when I was booking my consult, they told me that, like, they were already booking into June and July, so that kind of sucked for me, but I thought, you know, because it's not a full stage and these are fixes, that I might be able to get squeezed in, but I don't know. Doesn't seem to look like that's gonna happen, which really friggin' sucks. I'd just like to be done. I'm very grateful, but at the same time, by the time that happens, I'll be over 3 years of physical surgeries, and it'll be like 6 years of going through this whole ordeal of like planning and getting things going and stuff like that. So, you know, and with all the minor complications that I've had, like I've said before, those are nobody's fault. They're things that just could happen. There are risks that could happen to anybody, and that's why I share them here. And I've had a plethora of trans-related surgeries, and I've had a lot of other general health-related surgeries that have all gone swimmingly. So this is actually the, knock on wood, the only type of surgery that I've ever had where I've had an issue with anything. So, you know, I am grateful that the things that I have had to deal with, I've been able to get through. And I'm very grateful that I have the wound care nurse that I had, and hopefully I can give her a call at the clinic and let her know that I'll be going back in for surgery at some point, and if need be, I might need to come back and see her just in case. I just want to have that there just in case, so I don't have to wait for my doctor to refer me, and then I don't want to have to go to a different nurse, or usually when you go, you end up booking with like a plethora of different people, whoever's available. But because I had been going after a couple of my stages of surgery, I ended up getting the specialist say to me, like, you can just deal with me, so that I didn't have to constantly explain to people what was going on. And she's wonderful. Like, I'm so happy with how I was treated with wound care as well. So, you know, I don't know, it sucks. I was hoping for June, to be honest. I kind of didn't want to have to wait 6 months with a testicle wedged up in my groin area because it's not comfortable. But, you know, I guess if you think about it, I've been through other painful things that are, like, this is more of an irritant than a pain. But at the same time, like, I'm just so tired and mentally worn out from all of it, and I'd just like to be done. I am on the cancellation list, like I said. Judah, who works for Crane, knows like everything of what I've been through, and we've chatted a lot, and I sent him an email and asked just like, hey, if you're like aware of cancellations or whatever, like, or if you're part of that, or you know of any, like, keep me in mind, please, especially if it's in like mid-June to July. I was actually really hoping to go there, and I'd said it in a prior video that somebody that I know, Charlie, he's been through phalloplasty surgeries in Austin as well, and we've been in Austin at the same time as each other. We've been able to meet and hang out. The last time that we both were there, I unfortunately didn't get to see him. We were all feeling pretty cruddy that last trip. There was actually quite a few of us, and like, we literally didn't get to see each other. I didn't get to meet a few people that I was supposed to meet. So, you know, I also had been hoping that I would be able to go or get squeezed in around the time that he was going. I know that that's like very like rare that that could actually happen, but it was one of those things where I was just really hoping for it because I'd like to see him again. And if I go back in October and he goes back now, and I'll be done. I'm not 100% sure if this time when he goes in June he'll be done as well. But it's one of those where I don't know when the next time that we would see each other is, and having somebody there that I've met that is going through something at the same time was so helpful. And like the last time we went, even though, well, we did get to see each other because we had surgery the same morning, and he went in like maybe like 45 minutes before me, but we were in the beds next to each other waiting for surgery. So even just that was really nice. Like, we didn't talk a lot or anything. Like, his mom was with him and stuff, and I normally sleep. I just tell my parents or whoever's with me to like go ahead on, and I just sleep until surgery. But it's just something that was really nice and helpful, and I was hoping for that again. But unless by some miracle there's a date that's available during the week of the 20th of June, I'm unfortunately not going to see him again. And then I'll be waiting until October or until a new date comes up. I was also hoping for the mid-June-ish, end of June, beginning of July, because my sister is having a baby in June and is supposed to be coming to visit for a month. She lives across the other side of Canada now, and so this is her first baby. This will be my first, it's a girl. So it'll be my first niece, my first nibbling, and we don't live close, and we're a really close family, so, like, I wanted to be past stuff so that I could enjoy the baby and the summer and all those types of things, but I don't know if that's going to be happening now. So I'll have to see. I'm obviously going to keep everybody posted with more information. I just wanted to put out there what I'm going back to get done, and that my date isn't going to be probably for at least 6 months from now. So unless, which I feel bad saying, because then that means that somebody had to give their space away, or they had to cancel, or something came up, and that I feel bad for anybody who has to do that. And I also feel bad taking that spot, but I've also been in the position where I have had to give up my spot. November 2018, I was actually supposed to go for my first stage of phalloplasty, but unfortunately, if you've watched my other videos, you'd know, but my dog passed away literally like a couple months before I was supposed to go. She ended up getting cancer, and we had to make the decision to put her down because it wasn't the cancer she had, she wouldn't have died on her own from. She just would have kept getting worse. So at a certain point, we just had to make that decision, and it was really hard for me. She was my 18th birthday present, and we were together for like 16 years. We had 16 years together, and actually today would have been her 19th birthday. So it's kind of been, it's been a bit of a rough day for me. It's been a rough like 3 years, to be honest. So like, and if you think about that too, like the reason why I canceled my surgery prior was because I didn't want to leave the country and my dog while she was sick, so I canceled, and I waited, and then I rebooked, and I ended up going, and it's almost been 3 years, because unfortunately she did make it to 16. However, on April 20th, we had to say goodbye to her. So on the 20th of this month is also 3 years since I had to say goodbye. And she had been through everything big in my life with me. So not having her around the last 3 years has been so rough. And everything's just been real rough. I'm very grateful. I am very happy. It's just a lot. And I've been through a lot. Traveled more than I've ever traveled in my life, but I've been able to see as much as I would like to see, but I've gotten something out of it, so I can't say that it's for nothing, because it's not. It's just been really difficult, and I'd kind of like to wind it up now, you know, get back on with my life. With complications and things, it has been difficult to actually do things and get back into any sort of normalcy at all. I know a lot of people go back to work or are physically able to do other things, but with my complications and things, that hasn't actually been something that I've been able to do. So the whole normalcy between surgeries has not really been there for me like it has been for some other people, where you get that gap of normalcy. I've just not had that. So I'm just hoping that either October comes real soon, or I can get squeezed in somewhere, because it's been a long road. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me. I did say I'm putting up a Patreon. I am verging towards 40, and I am not good with tech. I don't know how to work most things. Like with this, I said I probably at the beginning said I'm making a short video, but I'm not going to edit this because I don't edit. I kind of don't know how, in a way, to make it look good and like how everybody else does, so I just do it the way I do it, and I give you as much as I can. So, I'm a bit busy because Pride is coming up. Our Pride is June 2nd, and I have a crud ton of stuff to do, and I have 3 more events before that event even happens. So it's been a whirlwind, to be honest, from creating a Pride from nothing and a community support program from nothing, just prior to COVID, and then having it stop, and then picking it back up after COVID and bringing it so that now it's at its 4-year mark. it's been a lot also going through surgery and trying to just live. But I am grateful for everybody who watches my videos. I hope that they do help people out. I know I don't get a lot of asks. I don't get too many comments, but you can always feel free to ask. And when I do have my Patreon up, I do have a buddy who's finished school soon, and he knows how, so we're supposed to probably meet up, and he's going to help me with that. I just don't want to screw anything up and accidentally just post my pictures for everyone to see without having it done properly. So that's something I'm going to be working on after Pride, I think. So that'll be coming, but I try to be as open and honest as possible, and I have tons of pictures that I will be putting up. I'll probably put up some videos. I don't have a lot of videos, but, you know, do want to share with everybody just so that, you know, if anybody goes through the types of things that I've gone through, then at least you might be aware, or you might not freak out as much, or you might possibly know what your next plan or step might be. Or just somebody to talk to if you want to. I've had a couple people that have been really awesome to talk to. Not a lot, but the few people that I have been able to talk to have been really awesome, and I'm really grateful for that. So I think I'm going to leave it here. And I'll talk to you guys when I have some more information on anything to do with my surgery, or if I have any other updates. I'm not sure. And I'm not going bald. I'm just wearing a toque, and it's dark out. I decided to park on the side of the road and just do this video because why not? I have nothing else to do right now, and it felt good to talk about it, I guess, considering that I haven't been in the best mood, finding out that a date is going to be 6 months away. So, yeah. Anyhow, I will talk to everybody later, and I hope that everyone had a great long weekend if you celebrated. And I hope that everybody has a great week, and I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. And don't forget to watch your eyes when that eclipse happens on Monday. Talk to y'all later. Peace.